empezando el último día de la conferencia. Empezamos ya, así que no tengo mucho tiempo para haceros una presentación, pero bueno, después os iré poniendo vídeos de la conferencia. Nos ponemos a trabajar.
And through forgiving is how you become brighter. So embrace those people, be kind and loving to them.
So what's going to happen in this first session of the day, our voices and our answers, you can learn how to draw upon all the sides of. The other thing, after you have a perspective check, are energetic beings, and based on the law of attraction, which you put out will come back to you. Activity into your body, and first acceptance, I accept you at this point. And the third, you know what, but you're beautiful. You're a big part of helping with image making. The universe is like a Greek mother. If you sit down, or a Latina mother, or a Chinese mother, any big culture, if you sit down and eat at her table, and you taste it, and you go, oh my goodness, this is delicious. What's she gonna do?
Make more.
That's gratitude. That's what the universe does. The second you say, oh, thank you for my skin on my legs. It's so pretty. You like pretty skin? Oh my God, let me give you more pretty skin. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm also in the pageantry, and I accepted myself. It was a journey, and just wanted to add from my experience that once you have that love for your body, real love, you know, like real one, even your chemistry starts changing. You start losing weight in a way that you never imagined. It reshapes, the body reshapes, and you feel well. You don't want to eat much all of a sudden because you have enough endorphins in your brain to make you happy, you know. So these things really work, really. 2 years ago I wasn't like that. So it's also quite a journey.
And how all gone with the 3-meter trail, and I said, you said beautiful. I said, but Dr. Tracy, it's a task. And you said, yes, but it's a beautiful task.
We create our reality. Dreams are for free. Make them as bigger and grander as you can. The worst thing that can happen is that can come true. So when I ask for things, I ask them bigger. I need a bigger factory. I want a grand factory. And I asked for a humongous kick-ass factory. And guess what? I actually got it. I haven't been to school. I had to fight to achieve everything I did in life, and I reached the point where I had kids, I didn't have anywhere to put them, and it was a very dark and bleak time of my life. And I remember sitting on the floor in this place where we were living. It wasn't even my house, and I was crying and crying for 3 days. I had no food in the fridge for the kids, and that's a very hard point for a mother, not to be able to feed your children. And a girlfriend out of the blue must have picked up on it, and she came and she opened up the boot of the car, and there was $500 worth of meat and vegetables. So I filled up my fridge for the kids, so that was taken care of. And now what? I can't keep sitting here crying. I've got to do something about this. So I picked myself up. I didn't know I had done this. I saw that later. In that moment, I actually created my next year. So I said, I don't want to live like this anymore. I want a house for my kids. I want a business that will feed my children. I need a factory to house my machines because they were kicked out on the street. I need this. God, you're the creator. I need this stuff. Bless me, help me. And I got up and I went in, and baby steps, day by day by day. It was a year later when I actually was on the plane going to China for some work, that I was sitting on the aeroplane, and I sat down, and flashbacks come back from that day when I was on the floor crying. And in that 1 year, an opportunity arose, and this man helped me and gave me to rent a huge 7-bedroom house, and I was paying rent, and eventually after the year I was able to purchase it. Some company leased me their factory, which I was able later to purchase that, and everything that I'd sat on that floor and created in my mind within a year had actually been created. So our thoughts create a reality. When I realized that, I said, well, I'm going to test you, God, and I'm going to deliberately create the next year of my life.
That's when it gets fun.
Yeah, so then I sat down and I said, okay, I want a bigger factory. I didn't need a bigger factory. I was happy where I was. But this is now me testing to see if he is real, if we really create our reality with our thoughts. And I did one thing that I would never do. I want a Mercedes, because that were the cars that the rich bitches used to drive, and that was one car I would never buy, because all the girls that drove Mercedes were really mean and unkind and snobby. So I put that down. If that happens, it's unreal. I want to be able to buy cars for my kids. I want to be able to buy them houses. I want to be able to help my children, because I don't want them to suffer like I did. Blah, blah. And I put down 10 points that I wanted. This was in the beginning of the year. By June, July, my accountant rings me up and said, Sophie, we're doing the taxes this year and you're going to pay a lot of money in taxes. You need to buy more machines. I don't need more machines. I've fixed up all my machines. They're all brand new. You need to invest, buy forklifts, buy something, otherwise all the money's going to go to tax. I said, I don't need anything. He goes, but get a new car. I said, my car's 6 months old. I just got it. I'm happy with the car. He goes, leave it to me. My brother's a car dealer. I was very busy. I was doing 5,000 garments a day and I didn't have time. So his brother-in-law came, dropped off, picked up my car keys, gave me some documents to sign, and that afternoon came and dropped off another bunch of car keys there. And that was it. And about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, I got the keys, opened the door of the factory and walked out, and I fell on my knees. There was a big black Mercedes sitting in the driveway. I had created it, but I didn't think it was going to happen like that. And it happened. It happened by itself. And the rest. And then opportunity arose and another bigger factory arrived and I started helping my children. So our thoughts create a reality. Make them big, ladies. Make them as big as you can. Ask for more than what you can even dream of and it will happen, believe me. All right, because it's all created in here.
And we're going to talk about what the formula behind manifestation is, and then start working with you guys on being able to train you on how to do that. Well, I'm here to tell you that we have much more power than we remember. You understand how much power we have. I'm afraid of my own power. I can see how quickly I can manifest life.
When I'm expecting someone to give me the love that I'm not willing to give myself, I create need.
Need means we put ourselves in a point of desperation. And my mother has always said, desperate people do desperate things.
That's right. Okay. Like being indecisive. So I know I struggle with being indecisive and I procrastinate.
Pretty good stuff. So
My gift to you, let me know how it goes. But be sure you add water, otherwise it goes on like peanut butter and you'll hate it.
We are thinkers, that the female speaks about twice as many words a day as men. So words are very prominent into just being born female. Being that person. You wake up and you are acting as that person is. You want to be a person who doesn't live in anxiety. You act as though you don't live in anxiety. Then you do the actions of that person and you're going to have the results. So everything begins with simply an internal reference point. Who do you show up as? You have to clear out your emotional clogs. Because the second you're clear, as I said earlier, the biggest thing that scares me about myself right now is I know I can manifest like that. I'm understanding how much power I have. And I can create too much change too fast. That would probably scare me and everybody else around me. Not just me. Every single one of us in this room have this gift. We are all manifestors. I had a father, he didn't believe in us having jewelry. And I remember looking around and seeing the women my age wearing nice things and thinking, oh, I don't deserve something like that. Oh, I could never afford something like that. And all these things. And even though I could afford it and I did deserve it, I didn't believe I could. So I really like beautiful jewelry. So I woke up one day and I said, you know what? I love jewelry. This is a sign from the universe that because I love it, I'm meant to have a lot of it. I got rid of I worked on myself, got rid of the insecurities. You don't deserve it. Yes, I do. I raised my vibration as to who I am and what I deserve. And I began, and a lot of you know when I started to manifest jewelry, right? That I said, and I would literally say, I wear amazing, unique jewelry. And I would believe this and I would see it on myself. I didn't know how, I didn't know when. At Mrs. Globe, Catalina's mother, I said, wow, your earrings are so beautiful. Oh, they're gold. And she takes them off and she hands them to me here. And I'm like, oh, no, those are gold and white gold. And no, here, here, here. And it was the beginning of me manifesting jewelry. So I wear these so proudly whenever I teach the classes because this was the first piece of beautiful jewelry that literally was put in my hand to say, no, you will take this. And when I was standing there resisting it, I almost felt like the universe going, how much more obvious do you need? this is sometimes how I'm going to deliver things to you, is I'm going to have another person push them in your hands. And from there, every piece that I'm wearing right now is a piece that has been gifted to me. I don't believe that the jewelry is meant to be mine forever, so I believe in passing it forward, and because I have so much jewelry now, you can't imagine, it's amazing. Lips, eyes, I think a pumpkin.
It's almost Halloween.
Okay. Just like I'm allergic to milk, I'm allergic to negaholics. I'm not obligated to expose yourself to anybody who makes us feel less than valuable, blind, as a woman, as an adult. Circles will stay on the upper side of that vibration, and I think that that's why the message of forgiveness. The wound that you're carrying is not your wound. So somebody in here is carrying the guilt of another person's wound inside of them. That's what I feel 100%. So whoever you are, this message is for you. It's not your wound to carry. Self-partnership is when you make the decision to show up for yourself. But you have to do something called self-partnership. Abandon. I want you to know that when you try, they're meant to be on. To the divine erotic.
I am part of God's flow of unlimited abundance, prosperity, and supply of all good things in every aspect of my life right now. So in His divine time, He knows what I need. It will be there for me, and it will manifest every moment of my life.
The things that you want in life can come to you effortlessly. You don't have to make the effort to do it. So when you're going along in life from this point forward, there's no more reason to panic.
I came here as a fresh start. I've overcome many challenges, and I felt I was losing myself along the way. And I know with the Mrs. Globe organization, they pulled me through a lot. So I thought, and this is the first time with them, with anything I felt accepted as a woman through the Mrs. Globe. So, you know, I've always felt bad about myself, insecure, and it was such a blessing to find Dr. Tracy. I've gotten the strength back. I let them pull me down. I let them interrogate me and be interrogators and be controllers. Because before, when I first came Mrs. Globe, I had that power in me. Now I'm getting it back.
Thank you.
I came here because I've done a lot of work on myself the last 5 years, and I've come to be aware that the memos from Normal Land that I didn't get and how to implement them in my life. Mm-hmm. And so I've been working on that. But one of the things that was really interesting is I was kind of like in the middle ground, like what do I do with my life now that I'm getting rid of toxic things and learning how to think differently, and where do I go? Like I need a roadmap. I have it, but I'm not sure how. So this really helped, this whole seminar. And one of the things that I really, really liked about today, and this is what I'm getting intolerant with the way people treat me at work. I'm intolerant with people that have drama. I don't want them in my life, and I'm learning how to do that. But how was getting there. I was just learning, and I know now how to do that. But to show up as myself is new. So I'm learning that through this program, how to show up as myself, who that girl is, and also to work on my body image. And I love this. Intolerance is good, and it's newness. I like that, newness and freshness and tolerance, because that's where I was. I'm intolerant with a lot of stuff in my life.
Yeah, we see it as negative.
Yeah.
I'm intolerant, I can't take this anymore, instead of going, thank you.
I came here to actually find more and be more comfortable with my femininity, and I really like what Dr. Tracy says at the end about, you know, it's time to move on, and I'm looking forward to the tools that she's given me to reinforce self-love and my partnership with myself, and to learn really how to manifest what I need for my life and to be okay with that. And a really big one for me was the forgiveness, and I really love the part where you forgive the people that have hurt you as your best friends, and that's really hard. That was kind of a hard thing for me to hear, but I know that forgiveness will release a lot of stuff. So will release everything so I can move on in my journey. And I'm very grateful to be here.
You have a huge journey in front of you.
I came because of the title of the conference, The Divine Woman. Who is the Divine Woman, and am I a divine woman? I wanted to reach inside and find out who is this divine woman and what is she capable of. Obviously, there is more in the world that I'm capable of than I thought I was capable of. And also, since I live in the corporate world, I thought that this would help me to fill in the mixed messages that I receive as a woman in the corporate world, and a woman who has substance and title in the corporate world of fighting in this man-making world. And what I found out is that I don't have to fight. I can just forgive them all. I can walk away and I can be my own woman in that world. So it's a new type of forgiveness for me at a corporate level, but also an inner peace that I can now walk away from here with. So I thank you. I can't wait for this next exciting chapter that we're all going into.
Well, I didn't know what it all entitled, so it's been a clarity to come and find and see all these ladies who have their own journey, their own things that they have to deal with, that I'm not alone. It's actually kind of interesting because I got the abundance and the forgiveness card today. So I can relate to the cards, but I have always been very masculine. I've always worked on cars with my dad, and I always did a lot of masculine things. I'm usually the one to get things done. But I've always had a good role model for the feminine side for my sister and my mother. So I always had to put my own feminine spin, my own feminine forward. But I realized, you know, I was doing and having and being, because I was a t-shirt and jeans and I can be fine like that. But now I realize I have to be and do to have and to be me. It's just when people have a problem with it, it's their journey that they have to deal with it. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to be the feminine for me that's comfortable for me. So, and there's a few other things that I realized from the past few days that I have to deal with, but that's another time.
Okay, thank you.
Well, growing up in a completely male-dominated family, my dad and 4 older brothers, and then raising 5 sons, I really had no role model for femininity. And my controlling husband, I never felt sensual with him. And I always thought, oh, I just don't like sex. I'm just not a sensual person. And in the last, before I left him, I realized, oh my God, I am an extremely sensual female. And being the lone voice for my femininity, it's so affirming to be here and say, and hear you talk and hear everyone else, that yes, I can focus on me. I can feel me. Because I was always made to be so selfish by my husband. And so it's just, this sisterhood is why I came. I've been growing into my divine femininity over the last few years and slowly trying to get my voice back. And so it's the sisterhood. And to know that I have always felt, what I've always felt to be true is true. And so there's a lot of inner peace with that.
Wonderful. I told you that at the beginning that everything I'm telling you, you're gonna go.
Yeah.
I already knew that song.
Yeah.
So when we got here the first day, I shared that I really just didn't want to apologize. I wanted to stop apologizing for walking into the boardroom, to the round table, and being a woman. And what recently happened in our oil and gas company is we've got the first female CEO. And rather than having this opportunity to embrace our femininity, she changed the dress code. She said, you don't have to wear dresses anymore. Jeans are permitted. Please wear tennis shoes. It's less threatening to the men. Baby, when I get back to work on Thursday, the skirt's going on and the stilettos, and I will not apologize for that. I'll be like your friend in church who said to the preacher, just don't look. If you got a problem with my shoes, don't look. I'm not going to apologize for being a girl. And Joy has an address. Thank you. And thanks to all my friends. You guys, I have felt so much love. Like at the tables with us giggling, our energy, the giddiness that Laura had to dial us back on this morning. I just feel your love, and I'm so grateful for all of y'all. I just love y'all.
It's the big sisterhood.
It is. Thank you, Tracy.
做一个很好的计划，让自己的生活更美好。Make a plan to make your life better.
Oh, make a point to make your life better.
Yeah.
Very good.
I came here for no particular reason, and for all the reasons in the world. I just came because you are one of the pieces of my puzzle. Say that this is my mom, and I come from a very, very strong woman who is exactly like Dr. Tracy, but in Russia. And up to some months ago, you wouldn't be able, I had dermatitis all over my hands. I had it till the moment, a little bit it was passing by because I was working on myself, but I still had a little bit before I came here. The moment I came here, it completely disappeared. Jesus, for the last 15 years, nothing. Trust me, as I'm speaking, I can't even believe it. When I heard you, it started building up, and so what she was saying is like, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. Okay. You gave us so much energy, and you're a woman who is crowning all the ladies in the world. I know you're already crowned, but me and my daughter want to crown you ourselves.
Oh my
and God! And knowing that you do this, got this theme, you know, and everything. Oh my goodness! Yes, and knowing that you're, you know, like you like this Greek theme, you know, and everything. And we place that, you know why? Because you are music to my ears, Tracy. Oh, can I put it on you? Yes. See? I don't know if it's how comfortable it is, but you were.
It's beautiful.
Is
wow.
It?
It's amazing.
Beautiful.
So I came here for sort of like a break or like a refresher. I knew the title of the conference was Divine, like a new perspective and outlook on things. I learned so many tools, like how to reset. So learning, you know, that I know that I'm aloof, you know, and how to like work on that. And all those things kind of tie together with being indecisive and evasive and everything. The feminine comes from within, who I am in Christ instead, and that it doesn't come from him, you know, or whoever I'm with. It's like how I feel about myself and everything. Oh, I like to stop thinking and start feeling. Some of the biggest takeaways would be, it's a waste of time to be insecure, and I'm enough. I think those are like my biggest takeaways.
I came here because I was kind of stuck in this like life, like mindset where I was thinking if I'm not working to be like 100% successful and independent 100% of the time, I'm not going to be happy and all this stuff. And it just wasn't working for me. So I was just like, okay, I need to press the reset button. So I decided to come here, get kind of like a new perspective. And I really love your story about finding your mom's poem, because it kind of made me think about all the messages that I got in my childhood and how it's like, I don't have to live with that anymore. I can let that go and just move on and learn to love myself. And with that love, I'll start improving and becoming the person that I want to be. But it's like, I gotta believe it in my core, and I understand that now. Very good. Very
good. Tracy, I'm really blessed with everything, good family, good financial background, everything. But until I met you last year, I used to think self-love is a crime. You know, I'm out of it now, and it's like you are enough. I really thought, you know, what people will think, but really people don't bother if you love yourself. Girls, nobody bothers, you know. You have to be happy, just love yourself. And this time, my takeaway is you are enough for emotion. Because if you are too emotional, you definitely will be in a mess, I realize that. I don't think I need to be justified each time, you know. Why should I justify myself? No, I am putting an end to that. You are enough. So that's my takeaway, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Tracy. I learned that I have to live the present, because all the time I'm living in the past or the future. So I learned I don't have the obligation to be with a toxic people. So no more about that. So, and the most important thing is that I'm enough. I'm enough for everyone, for every place, or everything about.
In the beginning, I told you I fear of failing, and I don't try things. But that you said it is cushioning, like I'm not trying it. But then I promised myself that I'm going to try it out, because either it will be black or white, and if I succeed, I will have a more beautiful life with a more beautiful growth, I feel. That's my takeaway.
Thank you. So one of the things, I think coming into this, I said that one of the things I wanted to learn was to just be stronger within myself and my convictions. And so I actually have taken away from this whole last 4 days that 4 tools. Number 1, no is a complete sentence. And the white noise following is very beneficial. I tend to babble when I want to say something but don't know what to say, and so and I apologize, and so instead of apologizing, I need to start learning to say you're welcome, and be stronger in that and my self-convictions. So that's what I've taken away from this.
What I took away was I thoroughly enjoyed watching the light, watching all your divine energy fill up the room, blend, connect with each other, the sisterhood, the togetherness, sitting from there and watching it every day get brighter and brighter was amazing. I knew it was going to happen. I was so looking forward to this. And now that it's happened, it's been giving me goosebumps every day. So God bless all of you. One more thing. You have permission, as Dr. Tracy says, to be selfish in your love for yourself. Be as selfish as you can. You're permitted to do so. Go back and be goddamn selfish.
First of all, I want to say that I'm so glad that this first conference from Tracy takes place here in my country. So magical, you inspire women all over the world. It's your inspiration for everyone, for us, and so thank you for everything.
Life can stop, but with our breath, with our life, with our ability to give life, we have the power to change the world. So I love you all. I send you off with blessings and a hopeful future. And my Well, we finally came to our journey at the 2018 Discover the Divine Conference. What a magical journey it's been. I ended up getting a beautiful handmade crown, which it just shows about the magic that has taken place here. So for all of you who are heading out into the world as the new Divine Eds, I look forward to seeing your emotional, physical, and spiritual footprint on the world. And for all of you who are ready to make a footprint in the world, join us at the 2019 Discover the Divine again in Greece. See you soon. Discover your magic.
Вот, огромное спасибо, Dr. Tracy. Thank you so much for everything. She touched our hearts. We can't be more grateful to be here, and I'm so happy that you liked the crown.
I love my new crown.
How many more languages?
It's recording. Yes.
We need toilet paper in our back bathroom, by the way. I was just there.
It's recording.
Oh,
Toilet paper. That's for my video.
there's a blooper.
Princess does not worry about toilet paper.
Acabamos la conferencia, fantástica, bueno, un éxito, ya veréis el vídeo. Y bueno, Tracy ha ganado una nueva corona, la corona, la reina de los mares de Grecia. Bueno, impresionante y enhorabuena. Muchísimas gracias por todo.
Thank you for everything. You did an amazing job, and thank you for capturing all the great memories of the ladies here. And do you love my new corona? Anyways, what a great evening we had, our 4 days that we had. It's been a pleasure sharing this information. It's been a pleasure spending time with my Globet sisters, and I just feel like a very fortunate and blessed person right now.
Muchas amigas mías van a venir el año que viene. Ya me dijeron, las que me habéis dicho, me habéis preguntado, el año que viene estáis aquí, ya veréis que bien lo vamos a pasar. Bye bye, Jasas.
Γεια σας.
Γεια σας.
Γεια σας.
Happy birthday, Danielle. I see you. I love you, Mom. She would say it's the best fucking birthday ever. Ooh, cream cheese, cream cheese.
Estamos en el restaurante Amigos, Amigos muchachos. Y estoy aquí con todas las asistentes a la conferencia Discover Your Divine. Aquí están mis amigas de Seattle, son chinas pero viven en Estados Unidos. Aquí tenemos a Lisa de Canadá, Donna y Katie de Florida, Gina de Bangalore, Mayra de México, USA Delegation. Vamos a comer mexicano y después nos vamos a bailar Bouzoukia. Estamos en Bozoukia, Bozoukia Fantasia.
Έχω τερματίσει λιώμα με λιώμα, μα τα σκέφτομαι σένα ακόμα. Γεια σας και εκεί πάνω μετά. Φίλοι μου αγκαλιά, κατογιάζεις καλοκαιριά. Μια νομή ζωή, ένα, δύο, τρία και σπίτι του αγκαλιά. Θα είμαι κρυωμένος να πονάω και καλύτερα. Τώρα ξεκινάει η σχέση μας. Μιλάς για το μέσος μάνας, ψηλό και να κάνουμε. Πάμε να πετάξουμε μαζί. Στα αστέρια πάμε. Άνοιξε τα.
Aquí compras flores y se las tiras al cantante. Le tiras bandejas enteras de flores.
Θέλω μαζί σου να δώσω μαζί. Όσα νιώθω για σένα είμαι ρωτάς. Είπες πως με θες, πόσα βράδια κλαις. Χωρίς εμένα δεν ζεις, ψέματα όλα. Ό,τι έχεις πληγές, ψέματα. Μέσα στο μυαλό μου, σε μένα δεν ζεις. Τα όλα μαζί σου, να τα μοιράζομαι, να σε γιάζομαι και να σε έχω αντάσα μου γη κι ουρανό. Salve